All right, hey, all right, okay, okay. What's going on, y'all? This is your man, Brother Devin, and I'm here with a live stream. And today we have a today we're gonna have a special guest, the Honorable Dr. Alim El Bey is gonna be in the building. Oh yeah, this is about to be a special one, y'all. So here's how it's gonna go down. I'm gonna ask Dr. Alim El Bey a few questions, and then after he answers those questions, he's after he answers those questions, he's going to grace us with a lecture, and the title of that lecture is the title of today's lecture from him. This is not me. This is Dr. Alim. Uh, the title of his lecture is "The Return of Christ Consciousness Has Nothing to Do with Religion." The return of Christ consciousness has nothing to do with religion. Okay, so the lecture portion. So how that's gonna go down is I'm gonna let him have the mic, take the floor, and I won't speak unless I have questions or a comment. And Dr. Alim, if you're if if you're watching, I hope you're okay with that. And if you're here, let let me know so you can click on that link and we can get started. Um, but before we do, I just want to make a uh, quick announcement. Um, if you have any questions, comments, new lecture ideas, um, email me at Brother Devin Occult Lectures at gmail.com. That's BROTHADEVONOCCULTLECTURES at gmail.com. All right, for all your metaphysical, occult, and intergalactic needs, I uh, I I also do readings. For yes or no questions, I I charge from $5 to $45 for 5 to 45 minutes. And I also do consultations, which is a total of 3 hours long. So for a 1 hour consultation, that's $100. A 2 hour consultation is $200. 3 hour consultation is $300. Now, if you cannot pay for the original prices, I also have discount prices. So for a 1 hour lecture, that's yeah. For I'm sorry. For a 1 hour consultation, that's $60 discount price wise. For a 2 hour consultation, that's $75, and for a 3 hour consultation, that's that's 85. All right, and hit the hit the cash app, y'all. All right, at dollar sign I am Devin H. At dollar sign I am Devin H. Any amount of money will do, no pressure. Okay, I don't care if it's $1, $2, $6, $10, 15, a hundred or more. It doesn't really matter. Just don't forget to hit up that cash app. And my solar return is coming up. I'll be traveling 36 years around the sun uh, in about a week. So hit up my cash app, y'all, at dollar sign I am Devin H. All right, all right, y'all. We about to bring Dr. Alim up. Um, before I do, let me uh let me tell y'all who Dr. Alim is. He is a member of the Moorish Science Temple. He also teaches metaphysics, alchemy, and occult science, but from a uh, Moorish science point of view. But his his work is highly advanced. I've seen some of his lectures, and like I'm getting older, so when I get real tired and feel like taking a nap, I'll even fall asleep to some of his lectures. Just because he reminds me so much of a combination of both Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic. Um, and I know there's a little bit more to him, so I'm a, I'm a, so I got my questions started. I I should have I should have wrote them down, but everything was such at a fast speed. I didn't have time, but I got a good memory, so um that's what should matter. Okay, we gonna bring Dr. Alim up. Let me see if he's ready to come up. Um, I sent him the link. Oh, okay, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. All right. He he should be up here in a few seconds, and we'll get started with the interview slash lecture. All right. We gonna wait for the Honorable Dr. Alim El Bey to come up. I'm I'm just waiting for that. Uh, Here it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Alim.
Peace.
What's going on, my brother?
Hey, I'm here with you, Brother Devon. You know what I mean?
That's great, man. We're we're great to have you here. You're actually my second interviewer, so to
All
to
right.
to have you a part of the occult world of Brother Devon community and family is an honor, sir. Uh, uh, we the me and those who have subscribed, we're 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 absolutely and definitely happy to have you here. Welcome to the occult world of Brother Devin.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Brother Devin.
No, appreciate you, no problem. Okay, so. First question: Who, who are you? Um, what? Who are you? What was your religious background, and how did you get started into the um your more science studies, or the more science simple? If I'm correct on that, you can correct me if I'm saying anything in
Right.
error.
Well, I mean, all right, let's get to the beginning.
Okay.
All right, I'm Dr. Alim El Bey.
Hotep. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm hitting some feedback.
Oh, okay. That probably might be my phone.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to fix that. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have.
Right, right. Okay, I don't hear it now, so I'm good. All right, so
Okay.
I'm Dr. Alim El Bey. I am a owner of Juice and More Cafe, which is also a metaphysical shop and a herbal market.
Right. My bad.
That's
I forgot to
located.
mention the shop. Go
That's
ahead.
all
Go
right.
ahead.
That's located here in Henderson, North Carolina, at
Mhm.
133 South Garnett Street, Henderson, North Carolina, 27536. And I have various degrees. I have degrees within history, degrees within law, as well as also within religion, and as well as history.
Right.
My PhD, or as they would call it, doctorate, is in the field of metaphysics. So I am a metaphysician by trade. However, I'm also have a master's in law, as which I'll be graduating in about 2 weeks as well.
Woo!
Yep.
Can,
So I have
can,
my master's in law, as well as also history and sociology degrees, BAs, from Federal State University.
congratulations, Lord.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
That's what's up. That's what's up, King.
Yeah. And my religious degree, I have two honorary doctorates of divinity and theology, as well as also a um, what we would refer to as also a doctorate, once again in metaphysics.
Yes.
I have two of those actually.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Second question. How did you become interested in both metaphysics and occult science,
Right.
as well as alchemy?
Well, at the age of 5, I began seeing ghosts or being able to tune into other dimensions.
Mm.
I knew that it was different than the ghosts in which that I was seeing that was being portrayed on TV. Oftentimes on TV, they had the ghosts in which that would be coming down, flowing in white robes, and you know, and all
Yeah.
that nonsense.
Right.
You know, yeah. But really, um, the ghost in which that I seen was like pixelated. It was like back in the days when the TV used to go off at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And so it was
What?
what is called white noise,
Right.
the black and white spots.
I
And
used to
mhm,
I used to go to sleep to that. Yeah.
right,
I used to. I remember being a little kid, and I used to fall asleep to white noise
hmm,
when I would be out real late at night.
right.
Yeah, I would be expecting something, very paranormal to happen, but not nothing happened when I would leave the TV on Saturday.
Right. So that's what happened at the age of 5, and then by the age of 9, I began seeing UFOs. A
Wow.
UFO came and hovered over top of my head about 100 yards, to 150 yards over top of my head,
Mhm.
slightly to the right. And so, I seen the derelicts in New York. I grew up in New York. So, at this time I was living in Coney Island. So I seen them, I was like, yo, whatever they was going through or whatever happened to them, it ain't gonna happen to me. So I get back to the apartment. I was only 9. I get back to
Right.
the apartment and told my mom that she need to order me the Time Life magazine books. And when she
Hmm.
and from that time, the Time Life magazine books began to come monthly, and I still
Right.
have them to this very day. And
Wow.
so they dealt a lot with metaphysics,
Mm.
hidden worlds, lost continents, monsters, you, you know, crypto type of creatures,
Okay.
so forth and so
So
on.
you you you're pretty much into the exact same things that I'm into.
Yeah.
It's just the timelines were different. Am I right?
Right. Cause that happened
Okay.
in, yeah, cause that happened in 1978.
Right. Yes. I came later. I came in 1990. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the time. What's the name? Bob Dole and Bill Clinton were around during that time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Exactly.
I'm very I'm very familiar
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
that.
you came in during the time of Tupac.
Yeah, yeah. The the
Yeah.
the the end of NWA,
Right,
and the beginning of KRS One, poor Ri-
right.
poor Ri- poor righteous teachers.
Poor righteous teachers, ex-clan.
Yeah, X
Right,
Clan. Like
exactly.
as you just mentioned,
The conscious movement,
yeah,
as we
as
would
you
say
just
within
mentioned,
music.
Tupac, Biggie, the whole
Mhm.
conscious movement. So
Right,
yeah, I I came up during that era.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. How did you meet both Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic?
All right. Brother Bobby first. I graduated Stanford State University, which is
Mm-hmm.
FSU, located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in
Okay.
1993. A year
Mm-hmm.
later, in 1994, I moved down to Atlanta, Georgia, saying to myself, I done taught enough. I've been teaching ever since 1988. So I figured by 1994, I said, all right, I done did my 6 years of teaching. That's enough for these, for these niggas. And so,
Right.
so it's time for me to go make some money now.
That's
Ancestor
right.
said, no, it's not. So guess what? Within the first month and a half of me living in Atlanta, I run into Bobby Hemmett. And so me and Bobby started running around the streets, running to libraries, going to the bookstores, metaphysical bookstores, and getting information, buying books, stealing books. We was getting the information, you
Right.
know, and
Right.
he was doing his teachings and dropping it, dropping on people, every lecture and everything. And that summer, 95, he was like, man, if there's more people doing this shit like me, man, we'd be about this thing in no time. And I
you
was
got
like,
you got the you got the Bobby Hemmett voice down back, brother. Y'all all right, sir,
y'all
brother,
all
sir,
right?
brother. I
Y'all all right?
say.
Check. And so
Yes,
he,
sir.
so I was like, all right, Bobby, I'll do it. I continue doing it.
Right.
So not only was the ancestors whoop on my ass, then they came and communicated through Bobby and said, get your ass back on the circle and start teaching. You ain't got, you're not finished. 6 years ain't hardly enough. So, so, so I end up, getting back to teaching.
Right. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's cool.
So
How
I
you?
started out. So me, Bobby, Brother Daoud,
Mm-hmm.
all of us started on film around the
Right.
same time, which would have been around 88, 89
Right. Oh,
on
real quick.
film. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Which was
Real.
which was not
Go ahead.
even VHS tapes, really. It was the joints right before the VHS tapes. I can't
Right.
remember the name of them shits.
Right. I think it might have been the Panasonic cameras or some shit like that.
Well, we had all that, but yeah, we was going into the VHS age at that time period around that time.
Right.
So yeah, so we all started like so that's when everybody started getting footage was around 88, 89, 90
Right.
time. And then I went full blast once I moved down to Atlanta and I started
Mm.
lecturing because Bobby told me to get back on the scene and start teaching. And that was like around 96, 97. And so I've been teaching ever since.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Um. Uh. Two more questions, and then we can get started with the lecture.
Hmm.
Uh. My. My. My first of the final question is how did you and the great Dr. Panic,
Oh,
how did you
all
and,
right.
and yeah, how did you and Dr. Panic meet?
All right. I gave a video to Brother Shabazz back in 2004.
Right, I've heard of
And
him. I've heard of him.
in of Open Eyes production up in New York. It
Yes.
was at the time it was him, Black Dot, and Brother Chris.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
everybody know who Black Dot is.
I'm
All right,
I'm very
they
familiar with Brother Black
right,
Dot.
right. They
Yeah.
they was the trio at that
Shout out to
time
him, by the
period.
way. Yeah.
No doubt. Shout out to the guy. There was the trio at the time, and they was blowing up Brooklyn, and they was doing their thing. All
Hmm.
right. Um, I gave a DVD to Brother Shabazz. He looked at it. He was like, "Yo, oh god damn, yo, you need to be, yeah, we're gonna bring you up." So I was like one of the first people, one of the first people that they brought up, persons that they brought up to LIU, Long Island University there in Brooklyn. And they started a lecture series, and I was like one of the first ones that they brought up. So I helped kick off, that lecture circuit thing there, and that was 2004, which was
Hmm.
actually January 11th, January
Right.
10th and 11th of 2004.
Right.
So actually, I gave him a tape actually back in 2003. That's when it
Uh
was. It
huh.
was actually a tape. So actually, oh boy, good God Almighty, it was 23 years ago. Damn. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I gave him a tape back in 2003.
Mm.
VHS tape, and that's how that happened. And by 2004, I was back on the circuit. As they say, if you can't make it in New York, you can't make it
You
anywhere.
can't make it
Right,
anywhere.
right,
That
right.
that's
So
a that's a fact, Jack. That's a
yeah,
fact.
yeah.
That's a
So
fact.
so what happened is that Panic came to the lecture, and that's how I met him.
Mm.
And we did a group together, which was called Brothers Gonna Work It Out.
Right.
And Brother Panic was one of the ones who was there in the group. He didn't say
Mm.
much at the time, but I got a chance to meet him and greet him and everything. And then we became friends a little bit later on, even more so, and I started coming down to his house in Atlanta with him and Khadijah, and
Right.
we became
Shout
good
out to
good
Goddess
friends.
Caesar.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Lady Goddess.
Right, no doubt. Gotta give it up to the goddess.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah. Yes,
um
yes, sir.
my wife and I we would spend, days with them, you
Right.
know, a week or so with them. And we would just chill, grill, you know, and get it in.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up. All right. So from from what I understand, you have a lecture for us today, sir.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's nothing complex. I'm just gonna freestyle everything. So Yeah, so I'm gonna start out basically with the science of religion. The word, of course, science,
Hmm.
and the word religion both are have its origin in Latin, and the Latin origin of the word religion is religo, which means to tie or to bind back.
Right.
All right. Now, what is it tying and binding back to? It's supposed to be tying and binding you back to your one's higher self. All right. And so your higher self is whom you are tying back to. How do we know this? Because there is a hieroglyph, or what is known as the Metronecher pick, in which that shows Heru on one side and Set on the other side. And they have a line or a rope in which that is tied around what is called the Sema, um, in which that means union, in which that symbolizes how the lower self, Set, and how the higher self, Heru, are tied together. And then at the top, what looks like some type of heart structure is located, in which that symbolizes the fact that the heart is the middle path. And of course, we know that within the Rosicrucian teachings, is that etched on the right um, ventricle area of the heart is what is known as atrium of the heart, what is known as particularly it is referred to as a seed atom, in which that this seed atom records all of your life experiences. So everything in which that you see, hear, touch, taste, smell, experience is etched onto that seed atom. In other words, it is a memory seed in which that this is why it says that the heart is weighed against a feather. The feather symbolizes the breath of life, or shu, in which
Right.
that it's on the scale of Mayat.
Right.
Right,
Referring to the scales of my eye.
right, right, right. And so shu, which is the breath of life, in which that keeps the heart pumping so that you're in this physical form, that insulation and exhalation, that inhale and exhale is centrifugal and centrifugal force, that push and pull in which that holds your cellular structure together. And so um, that holds one essence, and then the heart etches, or there is a reflective quality to the heart in which that brings forth everything in which that, like I said, you experience externally, it is etched internally as a form of memory. And so that is what is being weighed on the scale of judgment, which is the scale of Mayat. And of course, Mayat means balance, righteousness, reciprocity, harmony, as well as truth, righteousness. Like I said, righteousness, but balance, you know, et cetera, et cetera. It's seven principles. And her
Right.
husband is Tahuti, who also have seven principles.
Hmm.
Mhm. So that is what is being determined on Judgment Day, which is the day in which that you pass human form. As they say, the day that you die. And the angel, or what is known as Anubis or Anapu, um, is the one who records those good and bad deeds.
Right.
Within Islam, they recall it the two angels, which
Hmm.
actually is nothing more than your cerebrums. You have your left cerebrum and your right cerebrum. So it's
Right.
talking about the two portions of the brain in which that also deals with the situation of memory. And so these things are connected when it comes to being able to uh, pass forth not just genetic memory, but also your former memory, in which that, if people understood, is produced through what is known as an oversoul. Your each previous incarnation resides within what is known as the oversoul. So let's look at it from what we would call a quantum physics or a computer analysis here. We have the computer, and then we have what is known as the cloud. The cloud would be symbolic to, or the equivalent to, your oversoul. And we know that on the cloud, you are able to pass forth um, information, all the information which that you've gathered onto your PC, your laptop, can be stored inside of that cloud. And you can actually pick up information from that cloud anytime in which that you choose to. That is the same thing with the oversoul. The oversoul gathers all of your previous incarnations. Within the Yoruba traditions, that is Olodumare. Olodumare symbolizes that aspect of Ori, which symbolizes the memories of the ancestors. In this particular case, your previous ancestors, which is your previous incarnations. So that
Right.
is
Right.
actually Olodumare. Now, Obatala is your crown chakra,
Yep.
all right,
Yep.
which is the highest portion of Ori within you, in which that we get the term Orisha from. The word Orisha means there's seven African powers, or there are seven African powers, and which of course we have Ishu Elegba, um, Ogun, Shango,
Excuse, excuse,
Iniya.
excuse me, Dr. Alim.
Yes.
I just had a, quick question. Uh,
Hmm.
would the seven would the seven African powers also be a personification of the the seven chakras?
The seven chakras, or your seven African powers, or your seven Elohims, or your seven churches, your seven
Right.
candlesticks, your seven flames, your seven stars. All of these things are mentioned in the book of Revelation. The seven eyes of God, or the seven
Right.
eyes of Allah, so forth and so
It's
on. Yes.
right. It's personificationally multifaceted.
Right, right, right.
Yes.
And your chakras are vortexes. So that means that you
Right.
can bring entities through or to and fro. Just like we seen Jacob's ladder, there was angels ascending and descending upon Jacob's ladder. Same with the vortexes. You can have spirits enter or exit. And so, in this particular case, in African tradition, we have the seven African powers, and you call upon Ishu, Ogun, Shango, Imiya, Oya, Shango, Obatala, um, Olodumare, etc. These seven
Right.
African
Right.
powers are so. Um, and actually, Olodumare is above, sits above those seven African powers. Um, these particular powers, you bring these thought forms or spirits in and out in order to manifest that which you want into existence. Um, in low magic oftentimes is utilized as a form of a jamming process. All right. Someone can be um like, in order to avoid something negative in which that could possibly happen to you, you would utilize these particular entities or spirits or thought forms in order to be a buffer or to block or be a barrier from that which could possibly be negative and stop it from happening, or bypass it, or give the
Hmm.
ability in order to um, make it standoffish,
Hmm.
from happening. So this
Right.
is why you would use low magic, but in order to feed low magic, oftentimes you have to do animal sacrifice, or in the worst, wickedest tradition, they would do human sacrifice. And this is what is going on now.
Right.
This is what is shown in the Epstein files. And this is how the Jews attempt to hold off karma from them. Of course,
Uh,
karma is what is explaining, to us, as we would say, what goes around comes around. You
right.
reap what you sow is the biblical aspect of it.
Yeah.
What goes up must
Gal-
come down. You know,
Galatians 6.
right, there we go. So that is the concept of that.
Mm,
So so the thing is that in high magic, there's no need of jamming anything because your belief system transforms from jamming, having to jam something and stop something from happening to being able to flow with everything and know that everything turns out always right on your behalf.
right.
And that's high magic. And high magic works off the energy in which that you gathered, which is called prana. Now, low magic, blood is the color red. In high magic, the color prana is ruby or the color red. No coincidence. But the universal life force energy, which is called prana or chi or ki or kahuna mana energy, is of the highest frequency. That's cosmic energy. That's stellar energy. That's
Right.
lunar. That's solar energy. That's compared to, in other words, it's everywhere at all times. As compared to
Right.
you having to go in low magic and trying to capture a rabbit, capture
Mhm.
a dog or a cat, or capture a rooster or chicken, or capture a goat or whatever the case is. You might not have any of those things.
Right.
So what would you utilize? You utilize that which that you have because within every oxygen is what we refer to as prana. That is something in which that you always have at all times. You know,
Ooh. This brother Cole right here.
so that is
Man,
the
he cold.
key, being able to tap into something all the time, without having to do. This is the reason why the Old Testament speaks of sacrificing, of animals and so forth and so on, and almost possibly human sacrifice with Isaac being put on the altar in order to be sacrificed by Abraham until the goat, until a ram came and God said, get the ram instead and sacrifice it.
Right.
You
Um.
know,
I
mhm,
I I do have a. Uh. I want to say maybe an occult question.
mhm,
Do you think that when it comes down to the Epstein files, do you think
yeah.
that um, Jeffrey Epstein had a, a demiurge consciousness
Oh yeah, no
al-
doubt.
alongside the other people that he was doing sick and heinous things with?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. See, you have NPCs which have no soul.
Right.
They have spirit
Correct.
but no soul. So
Yes.
if you look behind him, there's a picture of him on the telephone, and behind him is like a whole volume of Talmud, of the
Hmm.
Talmud. The
Right.
Talmuds are various um, Jewish, and I do say Jewish, um,
Right.
because they're not
Cause,
the real
cause,
Hebrews, they're not the real Jews, they're not the real
right.
Israelites. We
Right.
are.
I was just about to say that be,
Right,
be, because
right.
because the Bible is both of our forte. You know,
Mhm.
you understand um, the metaphysics, the alchemy, and the occult science of the Bible, just as I do.
Mm-hmm.
However, when it comes to myself as Brother Devin, I also know how to deconstruct the Bible as well. So
Right.
you know, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned the Jews because you have the I, I'm gonna use a intergalactic perspective. Shout out to hearing crystal clear. Okay, she spoke about this on both her Facebook and her what's her name, her YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
um she mentioned that you have two types of uh white people. You got the you got the Nordics,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the Caucasians.
Right.
Most
Right.
people most people
Or as we would say, the Albion or the Lepus.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the white albino, what you just said, the albions, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I was gonna state that most people confuse Caucasians or being Caucasians with being white American. No,
Right.
I found out from a brother who recorded back in the '80s. I can't remember his name, but he was on one of Bobby Hemmitt's lectures back then, and he said he no, I don't think it was the '80s. My fault. It was early 2000s. I can't remember what mall he was lecturing at, but the brother that came on before Bobby, he was like Caucasians are actually white Asians, and,
Right.
and he broke down the suffix and the prefix of that. I remember that. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah. So y'all black folks, if you don't see a non melanin deficient Asian person walking around, stop calling white Americans Caucasians, because they're not Caucasians. Asian people who are white and have a melanin deficiency. Those are the Caucasians. Those are the actual Caucasians. Y'all got to stop confusing the two. But go ahead, Dr. Ali. I'm sorry. You
No,
got.
no, that's correct. There
Yeah.
are two different branches.
Hmm.
And also, if we look at it, one is Canaanite and one is Edom.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Right.
If we're gonna stick with the biblical aspect, so
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
that's this. Mhm, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, go ahead. This your lecture. I'm just sharing my house with you, brother.
All
You know
right.
what I mean?
I appreciate the share. You know, as they say, me castle, your castle.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
I say.
All right. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So as I was talking about earlier, that's the signs of low magic and high magic. To get to
Hmm.
that part or get to the point of being able to flow, whether the energy is positive or negative, but being able to be in the energy, being able to flow with the energy, regardless of um, if it's positive and negative, as we believe that it is. We always have a concept of good and bad, right and wrong, so forth and so on. And that is a morality statement. And a person who have a soul automatically knows what's good and bad. Now, a person
Right.
who is a NBC, they don't have a soul, and therefore they have no compass, no moral compass. All right. Um, they
Right.
don't have, to them, um, anything goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. 10,000%. And
Hmm.
and the the consciousness of Dr. Panic came through to me just now. Shout out to Dr. Pan.
Shout out to
Panic. Panic. He 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 Panic. Six
Right,
side,
right.
baby. Okay. So the book that
You know, shit, we gonna get this shit popping.
right, that part. Yeah, you sounded just like Pan right there. That's what's up, Dr. Ali. But the book that he just put in my head was a book called Dirt by
No, yeah. By
Terrence
Terrence.
McCullen.
Right, right,
A, a book called Dirt.
right, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I would put it in the banner here on the live stream, but I'm a very slow typer. So look up a book called Dirt,
Right,
Dirt by
yeah.
Terrence McCullen.
Right, right,
Yeah. Because I remember I remember Dr. Pennant talking about that book, and he was like, this has absolutely nothing to do with racism. This is understanding the symbolic nature of who and what these individuals are,
right,
and 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 why you're dealing with them at such a low frequency. And um, what he's saying through my consciousness is, you know, we've been dealing with those individuals since the beginning of prehistoric times. Um, uh, and for, for me as Brother Devin, I've told black people myself, we too were in the caves, but see, the difference between us and them is we already had a more conscious and subconscious maturity to us. It was them that made us act like savages,
right,
because they were about taking over territories.
right.
But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I apologize, y'all. I
No,
apologize, Dr. Ali. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, 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 no. That's the truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah,
But
yeah,
but but pick up that book called Dirt.
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were going to continue on the return of Christ. The return of Christ consciousness has
Right,
nothing to do with religion. Go ahead.
right, right. So we think of
I'm
Christianity, Islam.
I'm gonna turn off my mic. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
So we think about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Those are the three monotheistic belief systems, which we're talking about at least out of the 9 billion people on planet Earth, 5 billion of those people believe within either of those three monotheistic belief systems: Christianity, Islam, Judaism. And we'll also throw Buddhism up in there, in which I would give another um, count. So we get up probably about maybe 6 billion people that believes within these belief systems. All four of these belief systems we can prove tie back to the ancient Egyptians, not necessarily to the kingdom of Egypt in Africa, but to the ancient Egyptians' belief system. And we know that they had an empire in which that spread it throughout the world. And how we know that is because there's been, from what they refer to as the Temple of Karnak or the Temple of Luxor, there's been a spread of temples throughout the world. There was temples of ancient Egypt, Timit or Kemet or Tamaray or Tamari in North America, Central, South America, the adjoining islands. It wasn't just in Africa. It was also in what we now refer to as Asia Minor, Europe, as well as Asia Major, which is Asia. All right. So there were temples, extensions of this worldwide knowledge. This is why we have the architecture in which that we have, in which they call the Tartarian Empire. There was no Tartarian Empire. That was the so-called Moorish Empire, which actually is the ancient Egyptian or Kemetic or Tamarian Empire, which is the She people empire known as the Olmecs. All right. The Egyptian Nubians, as they was called, actually who were the Atlanteans. So this is where we really get this information to our understanding from. These was the ancient Lemurians or Mu, as well as the ancient Atlanteans. So the Mu Atlanteans, all right, they were not just African. All right, this is a fallacy in which that is taught to us because they just want to keep us in the box that everybody came from out of Africa. But yet, you find that the oldest human Y DNA chromosome goes back to a man named Albert Perry, which was in South Carolina, who had A00 or A00 Y DNA haplogroup, in which that showed that his haplogroup went back over 100 to 150,000 years earlier than the oldest haplogroup in Africa, which is A1 haplogroup, which that's what they was using in order to say that we all came from. But really, we came from A00 Y DNA haplogroup. All right. And how I know that is because my own genetic test shows that I came from A00 Y DNA haplogroup. Even though I have E1B1A, which is Hebrew Israelite, the Shem, which is Melchizedek, angelic, Michael, archangel DNA. Okay. So this is actually, and this is the reason why E1B1A are God's chosen people. So when it's talking about Abraham's seed will flourish like many nations, this is what this is the E1B1A. All right. We talking about 65 and higher percentage, 65 to 75% percentage amongst the so-called Negroes here in America are E1B1A. Then we talking about 48 to 55% in Africa or E1B1A. So the seed of Abraham, of the Shemites, is flourishing. And this is what the Jews are the fake Jews are trying to hold back. This is why I said that when Satan Yahoo, not in Yahoo, got killed last week, 2 weeks ago, going into 2 weeks ago, bombarded, and why you haven't seen him in the last 2 weeks is because he's dead. All right, because this is the fake Jews, i.e. Zionists, i.e. the Satan, the synagogue of Satan, trying to play biblical prophecy. All right. The biblical prophecies is not to be taken as literal in that sense. These are metaphors, these are metaphysical allegories in which that has to be decoded, in which that happens personally within each and every one of us. But they got the world thinking that it's going to happen externally, and therefore they bring about Revelation, the 13th chapter, which deals with the mark of the beast, with them adding in microchips into the right hand or into the forehead, and everyone will have the mark of the beast, and they won't be able to buy or sell without having the mark, and so forth and so on. Oh my God! Mentality. That's what's going on. All right. So
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah,
this brother Devin, yeah,
yeah,
and coming to find out, even all that was nothing but propaganda, because you see right now going on that has become optional. Whether what I'm saying is, what whether you want to take the RFID chip or not, that has become optional. Just like just like our currencies are going to become optional. You're going to have the option to either have fiat currency, because they're going to change that too soon. Even your coins, even your coins are going to become optional now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm
exactly.
yeah, I'm very aware of that.
Right. So this is them trying to play out through
Hmm.
monotheistic belief systems, biblical prophecies, and trying to fulfill the scenes played in the book of Revelations to their advantage and form this new world order that they want. Because everyone now is a
Right.
conspiracy theorist.
Hmm.
So it's the greatest time now in order to get this accomplished. So they use the Epstein file as a form of decadence. You know, let's see how much they'll take. The pedophiles, if you say that Trump, he's mentioned 38,000 times, over 38,000 times in the Epstein files, and yet he's still the president. Let's see how much they'll take. Well, hell, 38,000 times mentioned in the Epstein files, that's more than Jesus mentioned in the damn book of the New Testament. Jesus ain't mentioned that much in the New Testament.
Right.
So this is what we have to look at. So when we're talking about Christianity, we're looking at the origin of the Christianity. Actually, is ancient Egypt, as I stated. That is from those who follow, who was known as Kores Ani. Kores Ani. Kores means the mummified body of Osiris or Osor.
which
Ani. Ani
which
means the
we.
soul.
Hmm.
So this is the mummified body of Osor, the soul being embedded inside of the pineal gland. But this
Right.
soul is sleep. This is why he's the Lord of the underworld, because the soul is sleep in the underworld. The soul is embedded inside of the swaddling clothing known as the pineal gland. This is the
Right.
story of Jesus and the swaddling clothing as he's being wrapped as a baby. This is what this is symbolic to. So now your soul is a baby in swaddling clothing, which is embedded inside of the pineal gland. So it's wait for its mother Mary, which is the Kundalini energy to travel up the spinal column, which is also known as Aset, to travel up the spinal column to 33 degrees, which is why they say that Jesus died at the age of 33 on the cross. And then we also looking at the 33 vertebrae, but then there's also 31 nerves, and then there's two external nerves in which that sits outside called the Eta and the Pingala, the black and white serpent, in which that is the positive and negative, or the lunar and the solar, or the electrical and the magnetic nerves, in which that travels up the spinal column, in which that is activated at the nostrils. So that means that the breath in which that you breathe can activate those two nadis, or those two particular nerves, in order to activate the 31 nerves inside of the spinal column, hence giving you 33 once again. So 33 plus 33 is give you 66. And this is the reason why they 66 books in the Bible. In the King James Version, that is. This is the Masonic coding, because it's 33 degrees in Freemasonry. You have to enter the apprentice on up into the 33rd commander, all right, in which that is 33 degrees. And so this is what we're looking at: the enter apprentice, fellow craftsman, master mason, which is the first 3 degrees, which is the master mason. And remember Red Fox on Sanford and Son, we want the 3 degrees, we want the 3 degrees, we want the 3 degrees.
Yeah. That was the episode
It was
where
right. It was him and Bubba and Grady
yeah.
and his friends, right? Steiny and all of them was up in the club with and the 3 degrees was being managed by Lamont and
Right.
Roll Up.
Yeah, yeah, and one of Fred Sanford's friends, they was wearing the fez, and that's when Esther came over, and they started busting on each other.
Mhm.
uh, right.
So this is the real signs of what's going on here. So Christianity have its origin in the word Kadesani. All right. So if you are a follower of Kadesani, you actually are a follower of Osiris, of Osar. All right. And that's the thing that
That's
Christians
it. That's it.
don't don't understand, nor do they know. All right. So when they talk about Jesus is the son of God, they talking about Heru is the son of Osar. And also the starly aspect is the star constellation Orion, who is known as the father upstairs, which is the father in the sky. All right. And God has his throne in the sky, in the heavens above. Our Father who art in heaven. So this is symbolic too. All right. Internally, there's a heaven within you where your father is, and he's looking over and seeing everything that you do, all your good and your bad deeds, because that is nothing merely but the soul embedded inside of the pineal gland, which is the recorder of all your deeds and action, because it is your mind's eye. That's the reason why God can see everything, because it is God in the physical form. That spark of life is the God within you, which is your soul, which is 1/10 the aspect of a size of, which is of a thread of hair. Okay. Now we look at Islam. Islam has its origin in ancient Egypt, or Kemet or Tamaray once again as well. Islam actually deals with the laws of Mayat. So before it became patrilineal, it was matrilineal at one time. It deals with the Mayat. It dealt with the mother aspect. It dealt with the goddess vibration and frequency. It was not a pale man, masculine, Muhammad. Muhammad
Right.
is gonna he brought to us the Holy Quran. Well, the word Holy Bible means holy pages, the sun book. That's what the word Holy Bible means. The word holy comes from the word Latin word helios or halo.
Yeah.
The word biblios
I
or
was.
Bible means pages. So the
Mm-hmm.
word Holy Bible means sun pages. So if
Right.
you are a sun worshiper, you have the sun pages as a reminder of your sun worshiping aspect that you once used. Because as a melanated being, you take in the aspects of the solar rays of the sun, and you absorb those rays, and you become one with the God above.
I say.
That's what this is symbolic to.
Mm-hmm.
So the Holy Quran means the same thing. The word holy means, once again, Helios means sun, or halo means sun. That's why they're talking about the sun just around the head of a highly yogi master or ascendant master. And then we look at the word Quran, which means chronos, which means time. So it's a book of time. So talking about holy time or sun time. So the Holy Quran is a time gathering of the sun. It is a chronicle book of the sun. Because 73% of the Quran, Holy Quran, comes directly from the tales and the information, metaphors, and allegories of the Bible. The other 27% comes from Zoroaster. It comes from the lost books of the Bible, the forgotten books of Eden, the Apocrypha. That's where that comes from. So once again, we have the origin in ancient Kemet, ancient Temeri, ancient Egyptian information. And then we get to Judaism. Judaism, the word Judah or Judaism is Jehuti, Jehutism. Jehuti and Judah is one and the same word. When you say within the Hebrew, Jehuti, and you say the word within the ancient Egyptian, Tehuti. Jehuti and Tehuti sounds identical because there was no J before 500 years ago. So it would have been Yahuti. Yahuti and Jehuti. Yahuti and Tahuti. Yahuti and Tahuti, same word. Etymology is a killer science if we go and research and do our study on that. So we find that those who really follow Judaism are really the followers of Jehuti. So we get that the followers of Christianity is Asar, the followers of Islam is Mayat, the followers of Judaism is Tahuti. These are ancient Egyptian Kemetic deities. Then we look at Buddha.
It
Buddha
all
is,
it all goes back
it
to
all goes back.
yeah, it all goes back to Africa. I keep line.
Because you go to Africa, keep a line, but it's even before that, it was in Atlantis. Because they said that Thor for Tahuti came from out of Atlantis, which is
Right.
here in the Americas, which is
Right.
actually America, North
Mm-hmm.
America. So we even look at the word Buddhism. Buddhism comes from Buddha, which is Ptah. So now we got the origin of the major world religions. They all are ancient Egyptian deities. So that is the origin of religion.
Woo.
So now that we understand the origin of all the religions on the planet, the major world religions on the planet, now we look at the fact of Christ consciousness. We can replace Christ with Buddha, which is Ptah. We can replace it with Asar. We can replace it with Heru. We can replace it with Mayat because it's consciousness. Consciousness is the word Kansu. Kansu was also a son of who we refer to of Mayat and Tahuti, which is consciousness. Tahuti symbolizes wisdom, Mayat symbolizes righteousness and truth. And when combined, produce consciousness. And Kansu, consciousness. So even the word consciousness itself is an ancient Kemetic word in which that we have to unify, and get back to. So now we know that every damn thing that we talk about is ancient Egyptian, ancient Kemetic, ancient um, um, Tamarian philosophy. Now we can get into the real science of the return of Christ consciousness, because that is the reawakening of your pineal gland in order to release the soul from out of its prison and allow for it to be free and travel what is known as out of body experiences, what is
Right.
called soul travel, what is called soul projection.
Right. Cause, cause I found out, you know, through my own uh, spiritual experiences that we have more than one soul.
Mhm. Right, according to the ancient Egyptian tales, they say that there's seven souls. In fact, they're called the seven souls of Ra.
Right. I
And but
cause
those same seven souls of Ra are the seven eyes of God, or the seven eyes of Allah, or the seven Elohim, or the seven African powers. They are the same ones. They are known as the seven sons of Idolabra.
te-
Same sign,
teacher Dr. Ali,
same
go ahead,
sign.
brother.
Same science. That dollar broth is nothing more than the spark of life in which they are formed within the physical body, but didn't have the breath of life. So his mother Sophia had to breathe the breath of life into the nostrils of man in order to make man a living soul.
Right.
That is the same thing that you will find within your Genesis, your first chapter of your Bible.
Ooh, this this brother is cold right here. He knows his stuff. That's why I remember the last live stream you did with Dr. Pan, where y'all was talking on the subject of Beetlejuice and Beetlegeist, and the whole thing with the COVID pandemic.
Right,
I
right.
I that right there is when I always knew that you knew what you was talking about, but for me, when I heard that lecture right there, I was like, Dr. Alim, he's on to something.
Mhm.
Go ahead, brother. Continue.
Right. So that is what we are really looking at here when we talk about the return of Christ consciousness. It has nothing to do with religion, or in this case, it has everything to do with religion, because for those who take it as something separate, as something in which that, oh, my God is greater than your God. Oh, they take that mentality. And then you have those who say, well, I believe in Christ Jesus. He raised from the dead. And then you have those in which that say, well, in my God, he raised from the dead. Your God, Buddha, he's still dead. He ain't never raised from the dead. Or Muhammad, he ain't never raised from the dead. Understand that these are all ancient Egyptian belief systems that had nothing to do with the personifications of the male aspects
Right,
of the
right,
pale cracker
right,
man
right.
aspects in which that you have taken to love and worship.
Right. It's all it's not just all mythological. It
That's right.
it's all it's all it's all it's all symbological
Right.
as as well as theosophical.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And 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 religious folks, even some of you conscious folks out there, y'all niggas need to start studying that shit.
That's right.
I I I I've told people several times on this channel, study 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 mythology and symbolism,
Right. Right.
and study what theosophy is. Let me spell that for y'all real quick. Uh, TheOso. Um, shoot, I know the last three letters.
Right.
I just
O
don't want to
P
get them.
H Y.
Yeah, yes. T. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Alim. TheOsophy. Thank, thank you, thank you, Dr. Alim. Appreciate it. But yeah, study all three of those things.
That's
Then
right.
you'll come to understand what Dr. Alim, what I myself as Brother Devin, who's also a a, a student of panic. Yeah, yes, I learned from Bobby too, but I come under the umbrella of the pan vibration, the pan frequency. So he's one of my teachers, because he'll he'll he gave you the yeah he gave you the mythology, the science, as well as the critical analysis of all the subjects we're learning.
There we go.
Brother Panic, aka Doctor Panic, he he was he was practically he was practically a grandmaster teaching all these things, and so
That's
and
right, that is.
right. That's the pan consciousness channeling in you, Dr. Ali. I see that. My camera might not be on, nigga, but I do see it. I do see it. But yeah, man. Like we Dr. Pan is uh unfortunately in the celestial realms now. So
But I'm
we should,
but I'm I'm still making moves, niggas. I'm still making moves.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So we
I'm
just
bringing this shit together on the other side.
hmm we just continuing where he left off.
That's
But
right.
but yeah, I keep telling y'all, man, study symbolism, study mythology, study theosophy, because I heard Dr. Phil Valentine say I want to say this was about 4 months ago, in, in, in one recent interview, he said anything theosophical, not philosophical, but he said anything theosophical is a threat to Western society and and spiritual learning. That's why the so-called powers that be don't don't want us learning this stuff. But but as I already mentioned in my last two-part lectures, the Black Flame Revolution has begun. We're just at the peak of it already.
Yep.
Okay. I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead, Dr. Ali.
All right. So we know that the calendars originally should be 13 months. And so really it's not 12 months. We know that because we can look and see that July and August are added months. All right. July was known as Julius Caesar, or August was known as Augustus Caesar. All right. Um, and then we got September, which is the ninth month in our calendar, but the word Sep means seven. Ak means eight, but it's the 10th month on the calendar. Nova, 11, November is the 11th month in our month, but it's actually the ninth month. Nov is 9. And then Dak is 10. But yet it's the 12th month in our calendar. So you know that the damn time shit is wrong. But yet you can't even phantom that in order to get your shit together. So there's 13 months and actually only 28 days in a month. A whole nother month. All right. A whole nother constellation has come into in between Scorpio and Sagittarius, known as Ophiuchus, which is the serpent wrestler. So there's 13 constellations, not 12. There's 13 months, not 12. So every 28 days, because 13 times 28 is how much, y'all? Get 13 times 28. If we think about it, 13 times 28. 13, let's look it up. 13 times 28 is how much? Oh, 13. No, it's 364. Oh, how many days is it in a year? 365. Oh, well, they do a leap year, which they add a day to the month of February, which happens to be the only correct month on the damn calendar because it has 28 days. And every 4 years, they add another day, 29, to balance it out.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. So somebody just typed in the comments, peace, Almighty, brother Devin, and Dr. Alim, always dropping jewels. Thank 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 you, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you.
No, right. Appreciate you. Thank you. No doubt. We trying to get it in. So every 28 days, you have what is produced called chrism, which is produced by the interaction between the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. This is sex in the brain, all right, in which that takes place every 28 days. And this whitish golden substance known as the land of milk and honey canon is produced in the brain, and it produces this seed called chrism, in which that travels down from out of the third ventricle into the manger, which is the top part of the pit of the stomach, which actually will be referred to as the solar plexus. The solar plexus symbolizes that manger. Remember, Jesus Christ was born in the manger. Ha! And he was wrapped in swaddling clothing because Joseph and Mary couldn't find an inn, and they had to put him in the cave. That is all symbolic.
That's how preachers put so much
right.
emphasis when they preaching. They
That's
call
right.
they call it proselytizing.
That's right. Proselytizing. Yeah. More like prostituting.
That's basically what it is, low key.
Right. To my proselytizing. No, you prostituting, nigga.
You're prostituting, nigga. And guess what? I want some of that pussy.
Right. And the females that's preaching, they doing the same thing. We ain't talking about the esoteric preachers. We talking about the exoteric.
Right, right, exactly.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Right,
Cause
exactly.
I got love for Christians too.
Right,
You,
right,
you
right,
know,
right. Of
you know,
course.
I don't,
But but
I,
but they got to change their silly ass ways, man.
right, that part,
You
that part.
can't keep
God,
you can't keep thinking like a kindergarten. You
ex,
know,
ex, ex, exactly.
when there's niggas on this planet that saying grass food.
Excuse me.
You know what I mean?
hmm oh man, this is fun. This has been so fun.
Yeah, so that's what we have to look at. So every 28 days, there's a seed on which that is born in the manger, and that is what is supposed to be resurrected back up. All right. So your Kundalini, the mother aspect, the mother goddess aspects, the Ossetian energy is supposed to um, travel up the spinal column to the manger every 28 days and resurrect that seed back into the heavens to sit on the right hand side of the Father, which is talking about into the activation of the pineal gland, and which is talking about the activation technically of the right hemisphere of the brain. In other words, to make you more holistic in your thought process instead of so goddamn linear, believing as a child would from damn 80, 90 years ago. You thought the exact same way as you do now. I'm sorry, that just ain't the way it's supposed to be. And so this seed is supposed to help activate and awaken the soul within you so that you can see the universe from really what it is, which is a simulation. In other words, i.e., you become the neocortex. And Neo, as in the
Neo
movie
means one.
Matrix, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just making an add on. I
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, y'all. I might do that from time to time because that I know Dr. Eileen don't need no help. He don't need no help, but this man is just so fire. And when I met him on Instagram, I probably have to add him again because I got like five Instagrams, but I have an occult lectures Instagram that I definitely have to add them on. I've known about Dr. Alim since 2015, when one of my family members and homegirls out of she's my spiritual family member to be specific. One of my spiritual family members, who's also my one of my homegirls, she bought me a thing of crystals, and I remember I had posted it on Instagram, and Dr. Alim saw it. He was like, "Man, that's pretty cool." I was like, "Thanks." My homegirl from Holland bought it for me. Yeah,
Indeed,
yeah,
indeed.
right. And then like he saw my family, my mama and all when we were celebrating Christmas, and me and Dr. Eileen connected from there, and here we are today. So shout out to you once again, Dr. Eileen. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish the lecture, and then you can go ahead and give out your contacts and social
Is
media.
with a seed
Okay.
within you in which that is produced to awaken the soul from out of its sleeping state, because the soul is half asleep inside of the pineal gland, just like the kundalini is half asleep, wrapped 3 times coiled at the base of the spine. So you have to awaken both of those essence of yourself. And so as Set awoken and found out that Set killed her husband, i.e., her brother, who was Osar, she went to go look for him. And she went through 7 caves or caverns in order to find him. Those 7 caves or caverns are symbolic to the 7 chakras. And then Once she found him, she found that a crab or crocodile ate his phallus, which is talking about the pineal gland. A pineal gland is called the pineal is because it looks like the head of the penis. Um, inside of the inside when you once you look at it at a microscopic view or at a once it is the brain is open, it looks like the same as that. That's why it's called the that's why your for the male, it's called the pineal gland, Peniel, pineal gland, which is the head of the penis, and then the pineal gland, Pineal, which is in. So that's why they say don't think with your little head, but with your big head.
Right, right. It's also referenced in the Christian Bible in the book of Genesis too.
Genesis, the 32nd chapter, exactly,
Yep.
exactly,
Go ahead.
right. So these are the sciences in which that you want to work with. I don't really have too much more to say. I think we done said basically everything that we need to say right now. God. So if there's any questions, please ask.
Yeah, yeah. We here for a few more minutes. My my caregiver for the day was supposed to show up. She hasn't even opened the door yet. I don't know if she's coming or not. But we got a few minutes. The I see some I, I, I saw one brother in the chat, and we got like three viewers. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Uh, does anybody got any questions for Dr. Alim? He's our guest for today. And it, and if not, Dr. Alim, you can go ahead and give out your contact information, your social media, and
All right, all right.
how they can
Contact
reach you.
information is www.dralimelbey.com. That's DRALIMELBEY.com. And that is the website you can go to. You can also see me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat. All of these places you can see me. Put in my name, Nasaru Alim or Alim, ASARU, Alim, ALIM, and everything should pop up. You can find me on YouTube, of course. I have over 800 videos of this type of information that's on there, dealing actually from the law aspect into the metaphysical, which we just talked about tonight or today, rather.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Dr. Alim, we I would definitely love to have you on again.
No doubt, no doubt.
For you
Appreciate
to
you, Brother
drop
Devin.
you welcome, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. I would love to have you on again.
All right.
To drop another lecture. I see we got a question in the comments. Hold on,
Okay.
let me highlight that to the stage.
What are some of the breath techniques that activate? All right.
Yeah.
On the breath techniques is real simple. You want to expand your auric field. One of the best breaths is what is called pranayama or pranic breathing, in which that you will breathe for 6 seconds in, hold it for 3 seconds, breathe out 6 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds, and do that 100 times a day. And that expands your auric field. The average person's auric field is 3 feet. That means if you take your hands and pull out and then go around in a circle, circumference, that's about the average person's auric field.
Right.
That is too weak, especially in this day and time. So you have to strengthen your auric field so that entities and negative thought forms can't penetrate and cause and create leaks and holes within your auric field, in which that can cause dis-ease and detrimental situations and occurrences within your life. So you want to strengthen your auric field. And the best thing is 6-3-6-3. Breathe in for 6 seconds, Hold it for 3 seconds, breathe out for 6 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds. So it's like this.
Wow. Dr. Alim just gave us a live demonstration right there. Y'all,
All right.
y'all rewind that as many times as y'all want, and practice doing that so you can get results on your bioelectromagnetic field, aka the aura.
Indeed.
Does anybody else have any more questions? Oh,
All right. Well, also check out my new book in which that is out. I got a book that is out, which is known as Planetary Genesis, Stargate DNA, and Human, what they refer to as human origins. So check that book out. That book is very powerful.
what what's the name of the book one more time again?
Planetary Genesis, Stargate DNA, and the human extraterrestrial origins.
Ooh, that's awesome. When whenever I get some money, I'm gonna give me a copy of that.
All right, appreciate that. And everybody else should get a copy of that too.
Is it on Amazon or just your official website?
It's on my official website.
Okay, dralimlbay.com.
Yes.
Okay, y'all, I would put it in the chat, but I don't type very fast. It usually takes me about like 5 to 6 seconds to type. Um, but just um, let me see what I can do here. Let me at least try. Dr. Ali El Bey
Mm-hmm.
dot. Oh wow. I'm trying to type it and iPhone just cut off the word.
That's all right.
Dr. Ali El Bey. .com. Okay. Is that it?
Yep. dralimlbay.com.
Yep. If y'all want to get his book, go to his website at dralimlbay.com, and all his contact information is there. And and subscribe to his channel as well.
That's right.
That
That's right, niggas. You should check it out.
that's right. Thank you, Dr. Penny. Thank you, Dr. Ellie. Thank you, Dr. Alim El Bey, for 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 being on the Occult World of Brother Devin YouTube channel. We hope to have you on again real soon.
No doubt.
Man,
No
man,
doubt.
man,
Appreciate
man,
it.
man, this was amazing. Oh, no doubt, no doubt, definitely, no doubt. Um, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
You too.
All
We'll
right.
see you. We'll see you again soon.
All
All
right,
right,
man.
y'all. we out of
Peace.
here. We out of here. Peace. And remember, always be magical. Six side. All right, we out. Peace.
We out.
And don't forget, hit up that Cash App at $ I am Devin H. And remember, for any questions, comments, new lecture ideas, email me at Brother Devin Occult Lectures at gmail.com for all your metaphysical, alchemical, and occult needs. All right? BROTHADEVONCCULTLECTURES at gmail.com. And I'll be able to answer any of your metaphysical, alchemy, and occult questions from there. Uh, if you if you if you have any if you have any questions on psychic medium readings, email me there, and I'll send you the flyers for the prices. All right, peace. I know people want to reach out to me via Facebook because that's more convenient, and I do have Facebook, but I would really prefer y'all contact me through my email because I can I can I can respond and reply just as fast from there. All right, so so y'all contact me through email. Okay, all right, all right, y'all. Peace.